Hey Tao. So I sort of disagree with your very first statement about. I mean, I don't disagree that you felt underwhelmed, but I personally did not feel underwhelmed. I felt perfectly whelmed by the video, mostly because to me at least, being a white immigrant, I haven't really experienced a whole lot of discrimination. So whenever people share their own stories about discrimination, it's always a little eye-opening and jarring to me. Um, Both modern and old examples that even just such a short time ago and even now people are still able to be prejudiced against other people and discriminate and how that affects them personally. So for me, even though a lot of the points that he made are just directly from the textbook, it was interesting to see those points and theories kind of applied to real life situations and real life prejudices. And so that, at least for me, helped to kind of bridge that gap between what is just a theory, like the way we look at it, and how that is actually applied in real life, even if it's negatively applied, like in this case. Um, a second thing I'd want to focus on though, is when you quote him saying, "Because who am I? Just a dumb black kid." I agree that that's blatant racial profiling, and that the school kind of showed perceptual sets and selectivities, and basically saying, like, oh yeah, this black kid is in our school, which means that he has to live in this neighborhood, which is the more white slash higher up neighborhood at the time. And at the same time, though, they'd still treat him like he was a lower person. Um, and to me, that was really interesting, is the fact that a person can work very hard to remove themselves from a lower social level, I guess, and still be treated poorly based on other factors that wouldn't have to do with that social level. So like the color of his skin. Um, and Similarly, I think that those perception selectivities, when you enforce them upon somebody, even if they personally know that those selectivities aren't true, or that you're purposely being mean, or if you want to ignore their opinion altogether, I think having something like that done to you repeatedly will also affect your own self concept and your own image of self worth. And I think it's very inspiring to see that even though he was put into that English learning class and was treated differently, or worse than other students because they assumed he would be dumb, that his dad and he himself, with the help of his dad, was able to kind of get out of that mold, because it's easy to just subject yourself to whatever's going on, and stay, for example, well, he could just stay in that class, but he knew that he could do better than that. And so he actively made an attempt to change that perception, even though that perception was being, forced upon him from pretty much all angles except from his family. So I enjoyed the video quite a bit, but I also agree with that point that you made. So thank you.